All right, so the good news this morning is that all the public school children in the whole of the FCT, all the public primary school children will be going back to school after almost 3 months of being at home because their teachers were not paid. So Wike, according to the news, I already news to you, as you can see, Abuja teachers suspend 3 month strike after Wike's 16 billion naira intervention. As you can see, let me read another article. Another article says, FCT teachers confirm June salary paid at 70,000 naira minimum wage. Arrears still pending. I say celebrate with you. Celebrate with you. Celebrate with me. Celebrate. That protest no go in vain. Oh boy, if you see the way people they insult me when I carry those children go protest, why is he taking the children to go and protest? He's a manipulator. They don't open the school now. They've opened the school. That's the main reason for the protest. They've opened the school. He has manipulated. We don't manipulate governments now. Government don't open school. That is why we are here. That is why we have the platform. Everybody go use their platform because they do advert, they make money. No. Some of us won't make change, and the change is happening. I am very, very happy. I am very, very happy. So first things first, I was going to give a shout out to Nyesom Wike, the FCT Minister, but I'm not going to do it. Because for how long will they thank politicians for doing what they're supposed to do? The teachers are not supposed to be old salary. The whole of Nigeria, teachers, they're not supposed to think say they will hold teachers. At all. At all. They let alone owing them to the point where public school, primary school children are at home for 3 months, almost 3 months. Is that not crazy? The professions that are not supposed to be old, doctors and teachers. But welcome to Nigeria. Welcome to Nigeria. But I'm very, very happy, especially for my ghetto children. Those that are area children, they're stubborn. I'm happy. And again, the reason why I'm happy is because now they God know the amount I will spend if I go back to Abuja. I'm in Lagos now. We had already planned. I'd already planned not to say, may they look for way, may they help us open the public school so that we go there and teach them handwork. We are already working on teachers that will come and teach shoemaking, that will come and teach hairdressing, that will come and teach fashion designing, all these things that my head is for go. Already I don't even spend. Anytime we go to protest, now money, all those bosses, we go buy food, everything. Now my no be NGO, now my head today. So this one they make me happy because I don't go spend again, bro. I am happy. And to the public school teachers, the public primary school teachers in the FCT, not just in the FCT, around within Nigeria and across. If you are teaching and they are not paying you well, I appreciate your efforts because teaching is something you do with passion, not just because of money. And I know a lot of public school teachers are really trying, even though the government is not encouraging. But I want to commend you for your efforts in order to impact knowledge in our children. May God continue to bless you and may God continue to keep you. Long live all of you. That's all I can say. Long live all of you. And to the politicians that are constantly disrespecting these teachers, where will you be today without these teachers? Teachers should be treated better. Teachers and doctors should be treated better. And we'll add the policemen, the military men, teacher, doctors, and the military men. They should be treated properly with the policemen. They should be treated properly. Increase their salaries, please. Even 70,000 naira is nothing. 70,000 naira is literally nothing. It's nothing. At the end of the day, I'm on the bag of rice, I'm on the beans, I'm on the gari. It's 70,000 naira, and when still even they drag the 70,000 naira with them. I still they drag them with them. Anyways, I am happy. That's the manipulator when they come here, it don't work. Children don't go back to school. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I say, make una step with you. Yeah. Plenty weights don't come on my body. Peace and love don't play. The Rattle movement, like I said, the strongest movement in the whole of Nigeria, the 4th term of the government. If you play with us, you gotta learn and you will learn the hard way. Don't play. Also, finally, shout out to Wike. You still they try. It's just that they try. You my guy, but they do. Shout out to you still. Peace and love don't play. If you play, go learn and you will learn the hard way.
Teachers are indeed set to resume classes on July 9, 2025. After a 3-month strike by primary school teachers in the FCT, the root of the issue has been non-payment of salaries to FCT primary school teachers, due to funding delays by the 6 area councils under the local government autonomy model. Minister Wike didn't personally pay all the salaries, but he did intervene. He first offered to cover 60% of outstanding arrears, and then directed that 10% of area council internally generated revenue IGR be withheld for 6 months to clear a further 70% of what was owed. A sum of 16 billion was reportedly disbursed, contributing to the strike being called off. All public schools to resume. As FCT Minister, Wike spearheaded the move towards possible payment of teachers' salaries. Salaries are the council's responsibility, not the FCT administration's. Wike used a bailout strategy, redirecting a portion of IGR not drawing from his own pocket to cover arrears via area councils. He covered around 60 to 70% of outstanding salaries, not 100% by himself. It's important to credit where it's due. Wike's intervention was critical. His action to redirect council funds helped break the stalemate, and schools are reopening. Political smack. This move underscores deeper governance issues, funding delays, unclear roles, and strained autonomy at the local level. It reveals why the full local government autonomy system needs sharper accountability and clarity. Students and parents win for now, but the underlying structural tensions remain. Without sustainable funding mechanisms and clear fiscal responsibility, similar breakdowns could happen again. Finally, schools will resume. That's real. This resolution came through political negotiation, revenue redirection, and shared responsibility spearheaded by Wike. A win for now, but only a partial fix to a deeper systemic problem.
Definitely, the reforms are yielding results. The step taken by the president in unifying the exchange rate of the naira was inevitable. It was only being delayed. The reason is that the exchange rate is a price, and the value or the level of the price is determined by the interaction of the forces of supply and demand. You can't escape it. Whatever price you are dealing with, you have to balance how much is demanded with how much is supplied. Nigeria is an import-dependent economy. The Nigerian economy is structurally undiversified. We rely mainly on crude oil sale for export revenue. And so, because the oil price is determined in the international market, and because it's very volatile, often when there are major events, global events, that will affect the oil price, our economy experiences the negative impact. And so there were fundamental issues that were not addressed. How do you increase supply of foreign exchange? How do you earn more foreign exchange revenue outside earning from oil? And then how do you produce internally to cover that which was being demanded and imported? Take a classical case, the oil we had. We were not able to refine it in adequate quantity because the government refineries were not working to their capacity. So we ended up importing refined petroleum product, and that put a lot of pressure on the exchange rate. As of 2023, Nigeria used $8.2 billion. In fact, Nigeria was using at least 33% of its foreign exchange earning to import refined petroleum products. And so these supply and demand factors made it impossible for you to say you have the exact exchange rate of the naira. That is one. Number two is that discovering that exchange rate needed a system whereby there won't be human interference. There will be some level of transparency. In other words, price discovery would have been made possible when you allow those forces of demand and supply to determine what is the exchange rate. That was not allowed. As a result, Nigeria was carrying an artificial exchange rate. So what the Tinubu reform did, which was a masterstroke, was to unify those various exchange rate windows. So there was no room for anyone to buy who had influence to buy from the official market. And remember, at that time, the premium, that is the difference between the official rate and the parallel market rate, at a point it went up to 50%. In other words, if you buy or if you bought foreign exchange for 1 billion, you can immediately, on the official market, you can immediately go and sell for 1.5 billion and make 500 million instantly in 2 days or in 1 day. So what the reform has done is to close all the windows and have one window. And we are going to see how this has brought about stability.
I look forward to that very moment where this channel becomes your most favorite click. But for now, stay blessed, stay safe, and peace.